Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Jamie Loves to Read. I hope you're having a fantastic week and enjoying everything you're reading and have had a good weekend because it's the weekend at the moment. Been very busy doing lots of fun things, absolutely exhausted, but it's a lovely kind of exhausted. It's sort of exhausted that you want to snuggle down in the duvet and read your favourite books. And I was thinking about all the things I enjoy reading and what sort of tropes I enjoy, and I have two that are really special to me. So I thought I'd discuss, well, I'm going to discuss one, we'll do the other one later on, but today I'm going to discuss found families, because it's so important to have those special people around you, and it doesn't matter if they're not blood relatives. It's the people that mean a lot to you, and I love that in a book. I love the fact that it doesn't matter if you don't have somebody that shares the same DNA as you or anything. You can just be together because you enjoy each other's company. So I've had a look through my shelves and I've thought about the different people in the books and how much they mean to each other. Sometimes it's just a really close friendship, but why shouldn't friendships be like families? Why couldn't you be like that? It doesn't have to be just friendship. You can be really close to each other and do everything for each other. So I've been looking at the books that I find those relationships in and that I really enjoy reading. So first off, it's Caroline Matthews' The Chocolate Lovers Club. I don't have the first one, I don't think. I can't find it anywhere. So this is the second one, The Chocolate Lovers Diet. And this follows, bear with me because I'm useless with names, Lucy, Autumn, Nadia and Chantel, and they come together for their love of chocolate. And I love this, not just because of the relationships they build and all of that. You've got Autumn, who is a very kind of like the Mother Earth. She wears the long skirts, she's kind of wanting everybody to be happy, and she's the sweet kind one that's always there for everybody. You've got Chantel, who is more designer and more upper class, and she's that way, even though she comes across as quite cold and quite calculating. She's got a heart of gold. You've got Lucy, who I identify with quite a lot. She's quite bumbling, a little bit more on the mumsy kind of side, and kind of stumbles through life. I'm not sure how she gets to the places she has. And then you got Nadia, who's the single, I think by this one she's a single mum, and she's got a little boy and she's struggling with that, and they come together and they find each other through their love of chocolate. They go to this cafe that does chocolate. I think it was the Chocolate Lovers Cafe or something like that. It's been a while since I read these, but there's got a whole series of them, and it's just everything they do for each other and the way they're there for each other no matter what, and all brought together by their love of chocolate. And I am 100% chocolate holic. I don't drink, I don't smoke, never liked any of that, but seriously, I can't go a whole day without at least consuming about 2 or 3 chocolate bars. I turn into a really antsy person. Most people, they're like, oh, I can't start the day without my coffee. I can't start my day without my hot chocolate. That is the first thing I wake up and think about. Oh, chocolate, hot chocolate. And then I go on to chocolate biscuits, chocolate cake, pretty much chocolate. You smother pretty much anything in chocolate, I'm going to eat it. So I just love this. I love the relationships in this, and I just love it. I started off with this book. I think my husband bought it for me because it had the whole chocolates lovers, and he was like, well, try reading it, you absolutely love chocolate. And it's so lovely, so sweet. You've got these women that are so different, but they come together because of their differences. They're stronger for it, and I just love it. If you've never read any Caroline Matthews, I think I've read a couple of hers, but it's mainly the Chocolate Lovers Club that I love. Actually, tell a lie. Another one of my favourites is Caroline Matthews. This is the Christmas Cake and Mistletoe Nights. Yes, sorry. And this is a second. And what was the first one? It was Faye's Cake, Garden Cake Store, something like that. And you follow Faye and Danny, and they meet. She has a cafe, and from her house she's looking after her terminally ill mother, and she meets Danny, who's a kind of free spirit. He lives on the canals, and it's their relationship, and this is the second one on that. So I have actually read quite a lot of hers. Hers are very sweet, very nice. You come together a load of different characters, and it just works, and I just love her writing. She pulls me in. I remember I was sick with the flu when I read the first one of this. I just wish I could remember what it was called. The Cake Shop in the Garden. So that's what the second one is, The Cake Shop in the Garden. And I had the flu, and I sat there feeling miserable in bed. I've been tucked up, everybody had gone to work and school. I tried to watch telly and just felt absolutely rubbish, and I was like and it pulled me in. I completely forgot about being sick. And she did say at the end of that she'd thought about doing another one, and I was like, yes, please. And I think this one took about 4 years to come out. Completely forgot about it by that point, but picked this up and I was straight back in there. She just pulls you back in. So if you've never read any of Carol Matthews, I say Caroline for some reason, but Carol Matthews, I highly recommend it. Really good author. Another one that's got a great found family. Sorry, I never take off the sticks. I'm always terrified of ruining my books. It's Frost Heart. I've only just recently read this, and you've got little Ash who has, well, his family have gone missing. He doesn't know where his parents are, and he's been kicked out of his stronghold because this is a icy landscape. There are pockets of civilization left, and he lives in one of the far-flung ones because the land is so icy. There's monsters underneath the ice, and he gets kicked out of his stronghold where he lives because he can sing to the monsters, and they see that as a bad omen. And he comes across these people that go over the ice and connect the strongholds together and trade with them and help them to survive. And they're called wayfinders. And they're on their ship called the Frost Heart, and he ends up going on there with them, and he's got his Yeti guardian, and he makes friends with Luna, and you just see that the captain trusts him, and so does Luna, even though he's got these powers that have got him kicked out of his stronghold. The rest of the crew, they care for him because he's a young boy and all that, but his powers do scare them. But as time goes along, they start to build up a bond, and it's so sweet and nice. It's a middle grade, and it's got the pretty pictures inside, and it's just a lovely cover. And I think Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, it was him talking about this on his what was his readathon called? I'm absolutely useless. I did want to do it, but again, useless, and it all went. But I listened to some of his things, and he loves his middle grade. And yeah, he got me to pick this up, and I can't wait for the second one to come out. But a real good read. Next we got Renegades by Marissa Myers, and you've got Adrian who loses his mother when he's very young, and Nova who loses her parents through an assassination, and they come together throughout this is a trilogy, this is the first in the trilogy, and they come together and they build a team on the Renegades. If you don't know what it's about a world after a war. There are prodigies who have powers. You've got the Renegades who are the good guys, the bad guys are the anarchists. Nova is an anarchist. She joins the Renegades undercover to try and bring them down from the inside, and you see her become a member of Adrian's team on the Renegades. And there is Ruby, Oscar and Dana, who is also part of the team, and you find her getting to know them and starting to realise they're not all bad as she had thought. But you also have her anarchist family, which you've got Queen Bee and you've got Cyanide, and they care for her as a family as well. They're not related, but they looked after her when she was a child. She has strong bonds with them, and you see them, how she grows, how she makes new bonds, and it proves that even when you have the worst thing in the world happen to you, you can still make these bonds again. You can still have a family. And I love these. I love Marissa Myers' writing. I've also got her other one of her other series down here that I want to talk about as well, but another one with strong found family ties in my opinion, and I love it. Highly recommend. Got the Mistborn trilogy, and this is obviously book one, and we follow her name's gone right out of my bin, and she has no family left, and she's kind of going from gang to gang in this world, the final empire, where the bad guy won and he rules. And she is a Scar, which is the lowest of the low in this society, so she's looked down upon. The only way to survive is to be in gangs. And she comes across Kelsier, who wants to overthrow the Lord High Ruler, and she gets to know them and be part of his gang. She's very kind of prickly and doesn't want to know to start with. She's lost everything. She doesn't want to lose everything again and get close to people. And slowly she comes to be part of their gang. She realises that yes, they brought her in for her powers because she's a Mistborn and what she can give them, but then they come to care for her, she comes to care for them, and it gets to be more, and it's lovely. And I love Ham and I love Breeze. Their relationship, they're so completely different. They're sarcastic and witty and narky to each other, but boy, I love their relationship. Absolutely amazing. So as much as I like Brandon Sanderson, I appreciate his world building, the magic and all the different things that he puts in. They're big chunk of books. I find it very dense and very hard to get through. I do still push myself for it because I really appreciate his writing. I just don't, it doesn't flow as well for me. But I would still highly recommend these books for what they've got in them. The punch they pack, the pack they punch pack. Seriously. Anyway, so yes, another one with a great family ties, found families. Absolutely love it. And as I said, another Marissa Myers. We've got Cinder, and this is the first in the Lunar Chronicles, and she's obviously, it's based on the old fairy tale. Cinder is Cinderella. Then you have Scarlet, which is Little Red Riding Hood. Then you've got Cress, which is Rapunzel, and Winter, which is Snow White. And all these girls, they got their own things going on in their world, and the world they're in, it's a new Beijing. It's kind of in the future. We've got cyborgs, who Cinder's a cyborg, and they're looked down upon. They're lower than humans. They see them as bad and horrible and not human, basically, even though they are. And it's her story, and then obviously the rest, and they get all thrown together in her quest to find who she is and uncover why she has no memories from the age of about 11 down. She only remembers from when she was 11, and she comes across to everybody like Cress, Winter, Scarlet, and they have everybody chasing after them. They're in a lot of trouble, and they come together and they build this family at the end. It's so sweet. They're all together. I love it. They happily ever after, and it's a real fun time. I enjoy all of these. So another one I would highly recommend. In fact, I would highly recommend anything Marissa Meyer, not Myers. I don't know why I always put S's on the end of things. Writes, and I love the found family in this. Really love it. I love all of the characters, all the girls in it. Cinder, Cress, and all the boys. Wolf, and I can't think of any of the others. I'm useless with names. I know. It kind of, they get paired up. You know who's going to be paired with who, but I like that. I like the fact that you know they're going to have a happy ending at the end. They're all going to come together. They're going to have this family bond, because Cinder hasn't really got a family, and all the rest haven't got family really. And if they do find their family, there's not much left of it because of the way the world is at the time. And I just love that they come together. They're thrown together in the worst possible way, but they make the best of it. And again, absolutely love this. And last but not least is The House with Chicken Legs by Sophie Anderson. This follows a little girl called Marinka, and she is I nearly said Mother Gothel, sorry, I've been reading a Mother Gothel story. She is Baba Yaga's granddaughter, and she only has Baba Yaga. She lost her parents, and she wants to make family and friends, but they live in a house with chicken legs, and they move around because Baba Yaga is a guardian for the doorway to the stars for the dead. They guide the dead every night, and her grandmother is teaching her to be the next guardian, and she doesn't want that. She wants to stay in one place, make friends and family. Then a load of stuff happens. I won't say too much, I don't want to spoil it. And she goes on an adventure, and at the end she finds the friends and the family she wants, and she finds herself. It's a coming of age story, finding from the little girl that you were, or boy or child, whatever, to the adult you're learning to become, finding your way. It's a difficult time, and if you have the people around you that can support you and help you, all the better. And it was another good one, and another middle grade, which I absolutely love, because you get all the pretty pictures inside. I'm not even going to try and dig through looking for it, because I'll never find any of the ones that I like, but another really good one. So yes, thank you for listening to my ramblings of found family. I hope I've shown you some really good books that maybe you've read and you enjoyed as well, or if you didn't, let me know and tell me what you did enjoy or you didn't enjoy, or if I've talked about some books that you have never read and they make you want to pick them up. I really hope so, because that's what I would like, to talk about books that other people haven't read, or you have read, and we can talk about them. I can convince you to read them, and hopefully you will enjoy the books that I've loved for the reasons I love, or for other reasons. I'd love to start a discussion in the comments below, so let me know what you're reading, what found families you like that maybe I haven't mentioned, or what tropes you like. Let me know. Anyway, I hope you're having a fantastic week and you enjoying everything you read, and I hope to see you soon.